troubling times, right, my friends?
Nope. My life's great.
Same. That was a very quick note. I guess we shouldn't talk about this topic.
I don't like negativity.
Troubling for who?
The U.S. troops are to deploy to Eastern Europe amid the Ukraine crisis.
How did we fucking call it? Because
believes
I
in this
said
shit?
if someone else was in office right now, there's gonna be a new war somewhere.
Always.
We need to make money.
Yeah. The defense industry needs to pay for things. Okay, that's how it works.
The funny thing is the leader of Ukraine was like, can y'all people in the West stop talking about Russia invading us? Because you're making it worse. You're making it worse, right? And I don't know if that's true or not, whatever.
It is true.
Russia has, I think, 60 or 70,000 troops on the border, and we're sending 3,000. So
Did you know that those troops, they just got there a couple of years ago. So it's pretty scary. It's pretty scary.
But you know, our troops are super troops. That's why for every one of our troops, it represents 100 of theirs.
Yeah, we call them Spartans.
Wasn't Ukraine going through a civil war like several years ago because of this? There were one side that were NATO and UN sympathizers. The other ones were more Russian sympathizers. And within Ukraine, there was some kind of civil war. They have photos too of the airport of like after they had a battle there. It looked like fucking Call of Duty shit. Like it was fucked up, right? Yeah. And then I don't know. Right now it's kind of I don't know what's going on because you know Hunter Biden does have interests in a few companies in Ukraine. So
No, but he's an honest guy.
Hey, listen.
His dad said so.
Don't shit on Hunter Biden, you guys. He's a prolific artist, and he's just making his fucking. Everybody has a grind.
Is Hunter the one with the crack pipe?
Yeah,
That was him, right?
allegedly.
yeah.
That's in his past, man.
It could have been oregano. We don't know. It's a photo.
His dad said it was in the past, dude. Stop bringing it up.
Yeah, my bad. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, it was like 5 years ago. That's so long ago, dude.
I want to name my son Hunter.
Hunter Hong.
Yeah, like Hunter Hong, and then I could buy him only Helly Hansen clothes, so it would be H&H everywhere.
Ooh, that's pretty
Everything's
dope.
H&H.
Yeah.
So President Joe Biden has formally approved the deployment of 3,000 U.S. troops to Poland, Germany, and Romania.
Can't believe JK News called it. Did we not? It's fucking hilarious.
And people were like, "You're conspiracy. That'll never happen."
Yeah, cool. They want more wars. Go figure.
Didn't we talk about this during the time when we were setting up missiles out there in Eastern Europe, and then it was getting pressure on Russia? Yeah.
Well, dude, we were talking about how, you know, they're trying to get us into a war with Russia years ago, and then people are going, you guys are conspiracy nuts. Yeah, Stephen Joe can stop being a conspiracy theorist.
Well, also because Trump was so unlikable.
In the comments.
Trump was so unlikable, right?
Yeah.
That when the mainstream media and the military-industrial complex tried to conspire sentiment toward anti-Russia, he immediately got ahead of that and met with Putin. And then they turned around and said, "Oh, he loves dictators."
He loves Putin. Yeah. He worships
If you
Putin.
guys remember, during that time, they were trying to talk about how North Korea was developing a missile on the to hit the West Coast, and there was that scare. And then he went to go meet with Un, and then there was no more news after that. So I think like these different plays kept us away from war during that whole time.
Somehow we had like 4 years of no war for once. Yeah.
Out of how many years?
It's been 22 at least.
Dude.
It's wild.
Did you guys see that video of Jen Psaki talking to the reporter? And she was giving questions like, why are we even doing this? Like, the American public opinion is like, we shouldn't even be over there. And then Jen Psaki was like, you're un-American. You don't know what you're talking about.
You're Russian sympathizer.
Yeah, Russian sympathizer. And I was like, yo, this is crazy right now. The way they're justifying it.
How has the left gotten here?
Yeah.
That's what blows my mind, right? It's like, dude, how are you at the place where you hate Russia so much you're like, we should go to war with
But the left was anti-fucking war.
They still
for
are.
how
The real
long?
ones still are. The real ones still
So
are.
I don't understand
There's
what
a corporatist Democrat wing going on that for some reason can't wait for the next conflict because they're all just, they can't wait to shit all over Russia. And look, I'm not saying Russia's great. Who gives a shit? I just don't want to go to war with those folks.
We don't need to be
It
there.
blows my
Russia's
mind that
Exactly.
you know,
Exactly.
you know, for the longest time, the right was the war-hawking fucking
They still are.
the Christian right.
Yeah.
Except for like the new right, like the
couple of
influencer
them.
right or whatever. But the thing is, I never would have thought it would come from the mouths of Democrats that we want war.
Well, they all voted for it with Iraq too. Like you have a uniparty, right? Like they all work together. It's a corporatist wing. We all know that. Like the reason why Eisenhower warned us about the military-industrial complex is because he saw what was going on. The money that is being made for both parties, well, they both vote us into war. So people go like, look, George W. got us into the shittiest wars ever. Agreed? Everyone agrees. But both houses of Congress voted for that war.
Yeah.
96%. Everybody voted for it except for Dennis Kucinich, a fucking hero who's a Democrat, and there was a Republican at the time, I don't remember his name. But that was about it.
And a lot of people are like, well, they're going into these countries where they don't even benefit. And I'm like, okay, that's not how the military makes money. We don't make money from these poor countries invading them. We never made money off of Afghanistan or Iraq. Maybe the pharmaceuticals in Afghanistan, if you want to believe the conspiracy about the poppy fields. But
sounds insane.
But the real money is made from the U.S. citizen, because the military-industrial complex, they get contracts from the government. So if we're in war, if we have to be in all these bases, what ends up happening is that's our tax dollars, right? So they petition for more of a budget. They spend the budget and they go, oh, we're in war, we need more, right? Then the budget gets higher. If you don't spend the full budget, what ends up happening is your budget gets decreased, because it's like, okay, now we can use this on education or all these other things. So the military-industrial complex, how do they make money? From taxpayer money and getting all of the contracts from the governments and all the inner workings.
And dude, and what used to happen is the Democrats used to say, fuck Bush and Cheney, we don't want your wars. And now that's gone. For some reason, it's gone. I don't know where those guys went. There's a couple of them left. I love all of them. But the ones who aren't, but there's not even 10%. Yeah. So that's what's wild about it. It's like for some reason, there's this pernicious right and left thing going on where they just completely agree. They disagree very publicly with each other, But then all of a sudden, when it comes to voting time, they all completely agree. They pass it, and then we all go to war again. So, go figure.
So I was saying Russia's bad earlier because we shouldn't go to war with Russia because they'll have a leg up on us. Because I don't know if you guys know this, they've sent like children here, like young people, and they grew up in America, but they were trained in the formative years of their life to be spies.
Oh, Manchurian Candidate?
And they go, absolutely. Because I saw the documentary Salt. And I believe firmly that that's what happened.
Charlize Theron, right?
No, isn't that Angelina Jolie?
Julia Roberts. Julia Roberts.
There a TV show called like The Americans or something?
Yeah, that's it.
And then
Yeah, but I firmly believe that happens.
But there was also, you remember Al Qaeda, right? The biggest threat that we've ever faced. But there were young Arab men being arrested. They were like 18, 19 years old. Like after 9/11 happened, these guys are being arrested as terrorists, and they have done nothing wrong. They are being arrested for traveling. And they're getting charged with terrorism, and because they maybe contacted somebody in Pakistan or somebody in one of these countries that are one of the evil countries. And so now they get thrown away and nobody cares. Actually, you know what? People go, yay, we got another terrorist off the streets. It's fucking fantastic. Yeah. Biden just blew up, some ISIS guy, but they took out children and women in the battle as well, and everyone over here just goes, yay, good, I'm glad we got another ISIS guy. It's just wild.
Oh no, but Biden this morning said though that it was the ISIS guy that blew himself up that killed the kids.
So he's not saying that our drone strikes did it.
Yeah. No, we don't kill children.
No, we don't. We've never done that.
I don't know what you were talking about.
My brother was in the drone strike program in the military, and he just everything was on the up and up. He says it was really super great.
No, we had the technology that like when a missile sees children, it moves.
That's right.
Oh, so when it bombs the whole village, they go around the kids.
Yeah.
It's very safe. It picks up the children, drops them off, and comes back.
Oh.
No, it sees the kid, and it actually just like goes up in the sky, and then it goes into their mouth. So it's more humane. It's more humane. But no, dude, like I've heard about they took out a van of just a family traveling, and then they're like, oopsie daisies, that's a big time oofy doofies, we're sorry. And then they're like, well, actually we didn't take out an innocent family. What we did was we took out enemy combatants. So they just reclassify in the field of war, which you can do. It's pretty easy, and that's how they reclassify things, which you can watch. You see, like all of a sudden, Obama gets elected president. You see the amount of civilian casualties from drone strikes drops off the face of the earth all of a sudden because they just reclassify that shit.
This is why I don't want us to go to war with North Korea, because Manzanar. Right now they think, oh, that'll never happen again with the Japanese people.
What's Manzanar?
Manzanar is where they the internment camp, the Japanese internment camp during World War II. And they actually had a platoon made from the Japanese Americans, and they fought in World War II to show that they're loyal, that they're American citizens. But that could happen anytime. It won't happen now. But what do you think Guantanamo is with the
For the Middle Eastern
people? Like,
our buddy Nadeem, he right after 9/11, he said every time he travels, even up until like 5 years ago, he would always get stopped by random searches, random.
And
all the time.
That's why, like, if we go to war with North Korea, I'm not going anywhere. I'm not going anywhere because they'll be like, hey, you're North Korean. Like, why people ask that now? They go, oh, you're Korean? Are you from North or South? I don't know if you're trying to be funny or you just ignorant. Like, no one can leave. Like, you cannot leave North Korea.
One answer is funnier than the other, though.
That's true. That is true. That is true.
Somebody asked me that in Mexico one time. Yeah, he was like, "You from China or North Korea?" And I was like, "Those are the options." Huh?
China or North Korea?
I was like, most people would have said Philippines, maybe.
Yeah.
So, you know.
China or North Korea.
I was like, North Korea. I'm from North Korea. He's like, oh, cool.
And if we go to war with North Korea, they're going to round all of us up.
Yeah.
And you know who's going to tell on us?
I can't wait. Listen, I'll tell on him first. I'll tell Anthony Lee first. I go, there's a fucking dancer you guys got to check out. You got to investigate, and if you find nothing, investigate him again. Because he moves, he can move.
He's going to dance his way out of it all.
But remember when Gitmo got closed? Oh wait, it didn't. You know what I mean? Like, it's just all of this is a joke. It's just political theater, bro. It's just political theater.